The name's Mason, private investigator. Been in the detective business for longer than I care to remember. Lately things have been slow. I spend my time catching up on my collection of overdue parking tickets. Today something seemed different. I couldn't put my finger on it, but everything had a strange quality. Just like things were jumping out at me. It was starting to give me the creeps. From time to time I'll get a call from a friend of mine who works with the feds. They like to contract out work that they don't want to be officially involved with. Needless to say, those ones are always interesting. When the phone rang that afternoon, I had a feeling that I might regret picking it up. Hello? Yes, this is Mason. Oh, yes. My secretary brought the file in. Sure. I'll look into it. Bye. Terry from downtown says the feds are worried about the strange look of things today. I guess it isn't just me. From what their scientists can tell, things are fuller today. Not just some things, but everything. They're guessing that on a molecular level, there's actually more of everything than there has been before. Either that, or it may be a widespread viral infection that's affecting our vision. Terry says that everyone in the Bureau is worried that there may be more sinister side effects yet to come. They don't have many leads for me, but that's fine. I've got a feeling that with a little convincing, there are a few people who might talk. And I can be very convincing when I want to. According to the report, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. About 40 years ago, people experienced a sudden change in how things looked. Apparently things looked more blue and red, and gave people headaches. Then one day it vanished. No one knows what it was or where it went. Somehow I don't think this one is going to just go away. I start my search by shaking up some young punk. It quickly becomes painfully obvious the kid knows nothing. But I keep at it anyway. I think I just needed to let off some steam. And I'll admit, a part of me just finds it entertaining. I head downtown to talk to a few people I know there. Over the years, I've acquired a pretty reliable network of informants. I move through my usual contacts and call in a few favors. It seems like nobody knows anything, but I keep digging. Usually, if you dig long enough, something turns up. Finally, I get my break. There's a snitch I know who always seems to have interesting pieces of information, and is willing to make them available for a price. Once the greenbacks hit his hand, his mouth drops, and he tells me what I need to know. Apparently, some freelance scientist has set up shop in one of the old MTG labs on the east side. The place has been locked up from prying eyes, but some of the recent supply shipments have contained some pretty serious technology. Sounds like a good place for me to start. The entrance to the lab is plain and nondescript. There aren't even any signs of occupation. The tip I got about this place had better be good. I let myself in. No sense making a scene any earlier than I have to. I quietly make my way through the archives near the main entrance. There doesn't appear to be anyone around, but it never hurts to be careful. I start looking through whatever I can get my hands on. Anything that might hold clues about what sort of research is being conducted here. Most of what I find are technical documents that don't seem related to anything suspicious. But then something catches my eye. I begin rifling through the book, and that's when it hits me. Not figuratively, but literally. And it sure stings something bad. As I spin around, I get a brief look at one of those tranquilizer darts from the Amazon. Well, this can't be good.
Detective Mason. How dare you? You think you can sneak around my lab without me noticing it? I'll have you know, I have some of the most advanced security systems available to protect my work. And I'm sorry, but you've seen too much. I can't have anyone learning my secrets. Well, not yet anyways.
How do you know who I am? And who are you for that matter?
You can call me Dr. Gabo. And as for how I know who you are, I know everything. You might as well know that your informants are the same as my informants.
Damn it. I'll make him pay after I get out of here.
See, that's the thing, Detective. You won't be getting out of here.
So what's this all about then? I suppose you're the one who's behind the change in how things look. What's the point in all this madness?
Well, I guess I can let you in on my little secret. It's not like you'll be getting out to tell anyone anyways. Although, I really doubt you'll understand it. For years, our world has been viewed with monocular cues. That is, one eye has been sending information to the brain about the environment around us. However, we've got two eyes. What I've managed to do is to isolate a compound that facilitates binocular vision. This allows us to use both eyes to send information to our brains. This compound has been spread through the water system, so the whole city is affected. Our eyes are spaced apart by roughly 2.5 inches. Let's call this the interaxial distance. And they each collect images of the world in front of them from slightly different perspectives.
Wait a second. If that's true, why am I not seeing two overlapping images of what's in front of me?
Quiet, fool! I was just getting to that! You do see two images, but your brain interprets them through the process of stereopsis and parallax to produce a single image that has depth. Parallax is the apparent difference between the two collected images of an object. How different its position is between the two eyes' view. Stereopsis is a process that uses parallax on what your eyes see to determine how close or far objects are to you in relation to each other. Generally, the larger the parallax difference, the closer the object appears to the viewer.
Okay, Gable. Let's say I believe you. You still haven't explained why you're doing this. What do you have to gain from it?
You still don't see? It's so obvious! It's so perfect! The compound I've spread has an extremely short half-life. As soon as I stop distributing it, the effect will wear off within days. By that time, people will have become addicted to stereo vision, and the transition back to two-dimensional will be painful. That's precisely the time that I'll release the three-dimensional viewing platform that we've been developing here.
Wait, you can artificially create a three-dimensional perspective? You're crazy.
Actually, it's quite simple, but expensive. I plan to make a very large sum of money on this. The trick is to artificially feed each eye an image from a slightly different perspective than they would normally view the world. Film and television must be filmed with two cameras mounted together in parallel. The center lenses should match the interaxial distance of 2.5 inches. In a two-projector system, opposing polarizing filters can be placed over the end of each projector to dictate the direction of the light used for each projector. The projection overlay each other on the silver screen, and viewers must wear glasses with polarizing filters that match the projectors. Your right lens on the glasses will only allow the right camera projection through, and the left will only be able to view the left camera projection. Through this technique, each eye will artificially receive images from different perspectives. From here, parallax and stereopsis will take over, and voila! Three-dimensional world for sale!
You would take away a natural ability to see three dimensions and shackle the public with cumbersome and expensive glasses? You make me sick.
The glasses are my favorite part. Surely you can appreciate the irony.
The only ironic thing that I see is that you don't know how to tie knots very well.
Detective Mason, let's not be too hasty now.
This relationship is over. We're through. I hated to break things off like that. I really did. But often it's for the best. And frankly, she wasn't my type. I'm not sure how the feds plan on cleaning this one up, and I don't care. I'm sure that everything will work itself out in the end. But I grab a pair of those 3D glasses before I leave, just to be on the safe side.
Choices. Do you hear me? I'm serious. I need to know everything! Sorry.
You can call me. These aren't fungus. That's right, that was just joking. You can...